Finding the volume of irregular shapes doesn't have a specific formula for any particular shape. What you do is you go to the shape and we cut it into familiar shapes. So this odd shape is really just two right rectangular prisms. So what you do is you find the volume of each of the right rectangular prisms independently. So we'll start with the top one, and sometimes we have to do a little bit of detective work. We're going to start off with volume equals base times height times depth. This will be the first problem, and then over here I'm going to do volume of the second problem, and they're both right rectangular prisms, and those formulas are base times height times depth again. So now I want to go and I want to look at, we'll call this one 1, this one will be 1, and this one will be 2. So for this one, I need a base. I need to know how long this line is. We have to do a little detective work. Well, I know the base here is 80, and this piece is 60. So in order to get all the way across, this piece must be 20. So it's 20 millimeters. We're almost there. So I have the base of this, I have the height is 40, and the next thing I need is the depth. Well, the depth of the entire figure is 10 millimeters, so this piece, I'll label this one over here 10 millimeters. So I now have everything to do number 1. So I'm going to go and I'm going to plug in my numbers. And when you substitute, you definitely want to use parentheses. Otherwise, the number, if I was doing 1, if I was substituting 1, and the other time I'm substituting 1, if I don't use parentheses, it looks like it's the number 11. I'm looking to see what the base is, and the base over here is 20, so I'm going to put that in parentheses for 20. The height I know is 40 because it's labeled here. I'm going to put units in at the end. And then the depth is 10. So now what I do is I multiply these. If you're doing it by hand, do 2 at a time, 20 times 40. If you're doing it with a calculator, I'm going to do 20 times 40 times 10. So I get 8,000 for the first one. This over here is 8,000. We're not done because if you don't have units, then your answer is not correct. So this is millimeters times millimeters times millimeters. And just like x times x times x is x cubed, this is millimeters cubed. And I just bring down the volume for the first one here. Now I'm going to do the second one over here. Now we're talking about this big guy down here. So the base is 80. I put that in parentheses. The height, this piece over here, well, we have to do some detective work. I know 60 is from here down to here. So if this piece is 40 and this piece is 60, then this piece must be 20. So I'm going to substitute the 20 in. And then the depth is 10 millimeters. So again, with the calculator, I'm going to clear, and then I have 80 times 20 times 10. So the bigger one is 16,000. And again, this is millimeters cubed. I bring down the V. So now the volume of the entire irregular shape is simply are these two numbers added together. So I have 16,000 plus 8,000, which is 24,000 millimeters cubed. And I'm going to do volume, and I'll just call this volume irregular. And that's my final answer. So I just box my answer, and we're done.
That was easy.